Okay, recording this video. It's actually Monday morning, 15th of August 2011, Sunday evening US time. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. I'm just trying to get through some emails from last week. Last week was so busy. I'm dreadfully behind. I'm usually badly behind, but I'm particularly badly behind at the moment. Anyway, I wanted to showcase an email I got from Ace, who's in California. After Wednesday's trade, he had a spectacular day where he made 23.25 points, 3 trades, best day ever. But the reason I want to showcase this is a comment he makes at the end of this email. Sorry for the long ramble. But you are the only person I can share my progress with, as trading is the most lonely of sports. So thanks for listening, and God bless. And that's absolutely right. I think trading is a lonely sport, particularly if you're kind of a day trader at home. Very little kind of contact with fellow traders face to face and so on. And actually, a very good mate of mine that I surf with made a comment this week. He kind of called me up and said, what's going on in the market? Didn't kind of understand what was going on, and he'd seen a video where I said we're living through kind of historic times, and he said, "Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it?" And I don't think so. I think we are living through historic times, and particularly kind of traders like ourselves who are kind of stuck to screens are seeing things in the marketplace that, if you were a stock trader in 29 during the Great Crash, you'd be seeing similar kind of things, except we see it without the people running around the trading floor. We see it without, the hysteria, the people jumping out of windows and so on, because we just see it in terms of, prices moving up and down on a screen, and so it's you feel a little bit detached from kind of the emotion, but I mean that is really what's going on. And Ace deserves recognition for what he did on Wednesday. So I'm going to read you the email. I'm going to show you the trades that he took. Can't thank you enough for sharing discoveries and indicators. He was done before 7:30 a.m. Pacific time with 23.25 points. Now, admittedly, it was a huge day on Wednesday, but that doesn't detract from the achievements that he had. First of all, he's using the 4,500 tip for trend with Bollinger Bands as a visual trend guide, and I have noticed how many times the pro bars react at the midline to help confirm reversals and also confirm trend continuations, as they often synchronize with the 500 ticks for re-entries. And I think there's actually an interesting point. If you've got kind of the pro signal indicators and look at those on a Bollinger Band chart with kind of the midline, it does actually show kind of interesting places where you get kind of confirmation at a midline kind of change of trend. So I think that's an interesting point. But let's go through some of the trades that Ace was making today. I shorted the opening pro bar, break off the 1500 tick that formed a cycle resistance and synced up with a cycle resistance on the 500 tick for one shot, one kill, and 5 points. So let me show you that entry. Here's this Wednesday's trade, 4,500 tip bar chart, beginning of the day here with this red vertical dotted line. And we'd had this huge run up on the Tuesday, leading to exhaustion. I mean, a massive reading in terms of better momentum, in terms of exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, and we'd kind of spent the after hours and the pre-open kind of selling off. And we were in a downtrend because we were below cyclical support here, and you can see blue professional bars kind of coming in, and this one here gets broken to the downside. So kind of the move continues to the downside here. If we go to the 1500 tip bar chart, it's cyclical resistance. We had this downtrend, we had pullback to end of trend, but the professionals aren't going to let the low of the day going to be made in the pre-open. They're going to want to see all that volatility, that volume for themselves. So you can kind of guess that there's going to be a little bit of continuation. And so it's a double top being made here. Blue professional bar. It's an icebreaker type entry here. It went short on the break of the low of that blue professional bar. And then on the 500 tip bar charts, also cyclical resistance. You can see the last time we tested up into this 48, blue professional bars kind of at the spike highs here, and then kind of this one getting short for this move down. So we took 5 points on this move down to kind of 42, from about 47, 48 down to 42, which is a great little trade. So the next one was another more risky trade, was long off exhaustion and the pro bar signal on the 4,500 tick, good for 5 points. Now let me show you this one. This is a really gutsy play. So this is the exhaustion selling signal. The market kind of sells off into 30s down here. blue professional bar kind of comes in. We've got our exhaustion selling signal down here, and Ace actually went long here at this point here. When you go down to the 1500 tip bar chart, yes, we'd kind of come below cyclical support. We've made a flush signal, kind of come into some blue professional bars with bullish divergence down here. We kind of break the low, the highs of those blue professional bars. The market kind of retraces here. And on the 500 tip bar chart, it had exhaustion selling. We were putting in all these bullish divergence signals here, and there the professionals kind of coming in at 36, and he kind of went long here. So very gutsy, very risky, not a trade I'd have taken, but it worked for Ace, so that's kind of great, and that kind of ran to the upside a little bit there. And then the next one, but the killer trade was a pullback and a trend signal on the 4,500 with exhaustion and pro bar at 48. I missed the trade but was able to catch the second pullback opportunity that synced with a cycle resistance on the 1500 and 500 ticks. My entry was 38.75. It was saying a bad fill, but the market was moving so fast, it was difficult to get good fills on that day. The whipsaw gave some quick heat, but it was well worth the 13.25 points. Picked up on the return down, end of day for me. And so let's have a look at this one here. So this is the pullback and a downtrend on the 4500 tip bar chart that Ace is talking about here, and you can see we had exhaustion buying, blue professional bars kind of come in here. Didn't get a divergent signal, but it sold off kind of quickly. And then on this little retrace, we had a couple of retraces on the way down, this first one here and then this second one here, and this is where he went short. And if you look on the 1500 tip bar chart, so there was that first high. This first kind of retrace, blue professional bar, at a cyclical resistance, gets broken to the downside, kind of sells off, and then this is the second one. So another cyclical turn here, not particularly much in terms of professional or amateur bars here, but you kind of think it might be a little bit suspect with amateur up bars kind of leading the way. But anyway, cyclical turn kind of comes in, kind of sells off. And then on the 500 tip bar chart, there's more kind of activity to show that that's a good turning point here. Let me just go back. So the high first of all was made up here, exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, we sold off, and these kind of little retraces. This first one with a flush signal here, led by the amateurs. The professionals come in, sell it down, kicks back a little bit, led by the amateurs. Professionals kind of come in, another flush signal comes down, and that's the professionals getting on board this move kind of quickly. And then we came up, another couple of retraces. The first one here didn't run for much, but Rambo patterns, amateur bars here after professional signals, bang. And then the next one, amateur bars up the top here, Rambo pattern, and that's the signal down that Ace kind of took going down here. And he rode this all the way, which is beauty, down to this end of trend on the 4500 tip bar chart. So he was out. Let me just check where he was getting out. He was getting out kind of at 24. Down here at the end of this move, which is brilliant. Which is the next time we see blue professional bars kind of come in at this end of trend. You've got to look for everything kind of lining up. This particular end of trend, we just had exhaustion selling. We didn't have divergence patterns yet for a change in trend, so the divergence patterns kind of come in here. Blue professional bars kind of coming at the lows, and that's he was short here and out here for a beauty there. So that was kind of the low for the day. We tested it a couple of times. First time, or the next time, was with a Rambo pattern kind of in here. Next time again, another Rambo pattern in here. Third time down here, blue professional bars kind of come into the lows, get going at this point here, and then we're up into an uptrend move. And I was playing this. Certainly I had a good trade here kind of going along later in the day. But anyway, so just want to show you it was a sensational day from another trader, and like Ace says, it's not often that you kind of get recognition from your family doesn't know what you do during your days, your kind of co-workers or friends not necessarily into the market, so don't understand what a 23.25 point day is for people. Just spectacular. So and he finishes it off nicely bearish. Simply could not and would not trade without your indies. There are so many ways to incorporate them. The markets then makes them truly indispensable. And again, sorry for the long ramble. Well, it's much appreciated. I'd love to see kind of traders doing well. So Ace, well done. And there's a little bit of a showcase for everybody to see. An awesome day, excellent trading, and gutsy trading. So well done for doing that. Anyway, looking forward to this week's trade, and I hope you are too. Enjoy your weekend.